What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie. Happy New Year. My first video of the new year that's going to be uploaded anyway. I already did another video that's not going to be put up for a week or two anyway. It's an album review, which doesn't come out till the end of the month. So I'm going to put that up in a couple of weeks. Probably some random day. Probably won't be on a Sunday. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout for that. I finally got a free time. House is empty. My kid is feeling about 90, 85, 90% better. She's walking down the road to go to her favorite restaurant, which is downtown, maybe a mile from us. She's going to get on the bus at a certain point and go to there. I don't know how the bus route goes, but anyway, she's trying to go back to work, and she has to take the bus there. She doesn't drive, unfortunately, so she has to take the bus, which is free around here anyway. It doesn't come every 10 minutes like a lot of cities, or 15 minutes, whatever it is in a lot of cities. Like there's one coming along every 10 to 20 minutes or whatever it is. This one sometimes is an hour before the next one. So she has to go to Hanover, but she's trying to see if she can ride the bus with no issues because the seats are hard. This is feel things out, you know. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm so sick and tired of her being here every weekend. I love the kid to death, but I get no time to myself. This is going to be a fairly quick video. My wife's going to be home in probably a half an hour. So I'm not going to spend too much time. This is a listening booth, if you didn't know by the title, subscription, the title, a bunch of records that I was able to listen to over the last couple of months. I think the last time I did one of these was like end of October, maybe. I don't know. Not a lot here for a couple of months. I listened to this yesterday, Overkill Horoscope on cassette, which I got. Brought back a lot of memories listening to the cassette. I have this on vinyl as well in the box set, but just listening to this on cassette, all the hiss noise and the random sometimes where it sounds kind of warbly, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of sounds weird, where the tape's kind of like crinkled a little bit or something, you know, just nostalgia. Anyway, the first two, I don't think I listened to all the way through, but I'm gonna put them in here anyway because I probably won't listen to them. Put this on when my wife and I were cooking dinner one time, Bon Jovi, New Jersey. I try not to play a lot of the really heavy stuff while we're cooking dinner because she's not really into it. She says, "Oh, it's fine, I'll listen to it." I'm like, "No, some of this stuff is like really, really extreme and heavy and stuff like that. I kind of want to listen to. This is just background noise. I've heard this thousands of times, so because we're always talking and stuff, so I'm not really listening to the music. Then the Soundgarden reissue. What is this? Screaming Life in FOP. Finds up Barnes and Noble. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything, and I just didn't realize that there's Godzilla on the tag of the first record on both sides. Pretty funny. I like Godzilla. Not so much the 60s and 70s stuff. Late 80s, 90s, and 2000s stuff, yes. Iron Maiden's first album. This is a reissue of the picture disc. Doesn't sound that bad. It's used, I mean, it's pretty good condition. I can't tell the record looks like because of the picture on it, but it doesn't sound bad. It doesn't skip. A little bit of noise here and there between songs, but otherwise, it's not bad. A lot of reissues here, I believe. Like this one, Pantera's Vocal Display of Power. Definitely not an audiophile pressing. Very tight grooves on here. Turn it up to make it louder. Gets a little distorted. But, I mean, it works for what it is. So, If you really want great sounding Vulgar Display of Power, just get the CD, honestly. Band that I'm not a huge fan of. I liked probably 3/4 of the songs on here. This is 3 Days Grace with 1X. Like side A, It's All Over, Pain, Animal I Have Become, Never Too Late on My Own, Riot. Animal I Have Become and Riot were in a. This was like 2006, I think, wasn't it? Originally. Yeah, 2006. This was in the WWE SmackDown versus Raw, or Raw versus SmackDown, whatever it's called, from 2006. Like I said, the Riot and Animal I Have Become were in that game. So when you were doing stuff, music was playing, and those are the two of the songs that were played, along with a song from Zebrahead and some other bands, maybe Breaking Benjamin, I don't know. But so I kind of like those songs. Side B, it's all right, except for the last time. I'm not a big fan of the title track, but overall, I mean, it's not a terrible album. Listen to this also with my wife while we were cooking dinner. This is Coltrane, John Coltrane, and it's an Impulse. I believe it's just a reissue though. I don't think it's like anything spectacular. I was on a Aerosmith kick. Not really an Aerosmith kick, but I played their first two albums. It's the first album, self-titled. Seen Better Days. The cover record is not bad for what it is. I'm sure it's not a OG copy, but you know, it's got Dream On here. It's like the big hit, really. But this is a good album, good rocking album. Not one of the misprints of Death Say Walking the Dog instead of Walking the Dig. But yeah, Aerosmith's first album. I don't know if this is their second, third. I don't know. Get Your Wings. What does this have on it? This has Same Old Song and Dance. Lord of the Thighs is a pretty good song. SOS, Too Bad. Seasons of Wither. Pandora's Box. Aerosmith's 70s output was just great rock music. Guns N' Roses reissue. This is, I forgot what year this actually came out. What does it say about Appetite for Destruction, honestly? Everybody knows this album, one of the biggest albums in the world when it came out. Let's see. Possessed, Beyond the Gates. This is either first or second pressing from 1986. I'm not entirely sure. Found this when Newberry Comics was still selling used records. Somebody brought in a huge metal collection. I got this. I got the seven Gates. 7 Gates? Yeah. The other one, Eyes of Horror. An Anthrax. Some other stuff. Yeah. It was a good find. Led Zeppelin's first album. This is a reissue. 1969 debut album on 108 gram vinyl, remastered by Jimmy Page. Another good 70s rock album. A Tribe Called Quest. This is Midnight Marauders. I'm not sure. I picked this from 93 originally. It's a reissue. I thought I knew Tribe Called Quest. A Tribe Called Quest. Oh my God. A Tribe Called Quest. Didn't know any songs on here though, but it's good. It's a good hip hop album if you like hip hop. And then this is an absolute classic of an album. Just found these guys when I started making videos. Basically, I had never heard of them. I saw the album. I'm like, that looks kind of cool. Sword, Metalized. What a fucking amazing album this is. I don't know why I didn't know them originally on Combat Camouflage. So it's early pressing. Really, really good album. It's really not worth a whole lot of money though, but that's fine because it's a great sounding album. Great tunes on there. 2 LP of Def Leppard's Hysteria. Sounds much better than my OG copy with one disc because there's a lot of music on here. And they stuffed it onto one record, their originally. Plus, it has a bunch of scratches and it's kind of noisy playing. But yeah, this is a little rip there. Commercialized for sure. But when it came out, I had to have it. It was a huge album. Has tons of nostalgia for me at the time, so I could go forever without hearing Pour Some Sugar on Me, though. I don't skip it just because I don't, but I could go forever without hearing that song again. Journey, Frontiers, another album I played while my wife and I were cooking dinner or baking or something in the kitchen. She likes Journey. I like Journey. Journey's a good band. Separate Ways is on here. Send Her My Love, Chain Reaction After the Fall, Faithfully, Edge of the Blade, Troubled Child, Backtalk, Frontiers, and Rubicon. Yeah, good stuff. This is something that I would never play with my wife. See here? Dripping Decay. This is Festering Grotesqueries. I don't think she would enjoy this. I enjoyed it quite a bit, though. I've really gotten into some more extreme death metal, and this is amazing. Bandcamp, I think, and this is another one from Bandcamp. This is Atomic Witch, Crypt of Sleepless Malice. This cool record here. Also from Bandcamp, not album I spent a lot of time with, but I heard it and I'm like, I really like that, so I'm gonna get it. Also bought a shirt with a skull on it from them. Not one of these skulls though. Just to support them. I think they are gonna go on to do some really great albums after this. So there's that. Back to the Future soundtrack. What's to say about this? Power of Love's on here. Bunch of other stuff. You know, if you ever seen the movie, you know. Yep. Walmart edition, orange vinyl. Haven't seen that there since either. Not that it's going to be worth anything, but that's okay. Tired From Now On, Romantic. Very weird, kind of punky, hardcore something or other. I picked this up from the guy that used to be at Consignment Design. He's now at a place up in Wilder. Huge selection there now. Freaking, they gave him like a whole corner. He's got boxes on tables, boxes underneath the tables, CDs. I haven't even been able to go through everything. I went through most of the boxes on top, and I'm sure he always brings in more stuff. Wasn't able to get to the stuff underneath because while I was looking through the boxes on top, I had to pee. And I had to pee really bad. And I don't believe they had a bathroom for customers. So I bought this in a couple CDs maybe. I don't remember. And left. Said I'd be back to look at the stuff underneath. Haven't been back since. Figure I'll do that the week of my birthday, which I have off. And hopefully we'll find some more good stuff. Very interesting record there. Another band that I thought was going to get huge. This is a reissue from Limited Run Vinyl, Metal Blade, Los Angeles. Remix with James Murphy of Thrash Metal Legends Testament. This is Lazarus AD, The Onslaught. I thought this album was amazing when it came out. Old school sounding from the 80s type thrash metal. Orange. Brutal Planet Records reissued this, I believe, along with Limited Run Vinyl, Metal Blade. Help, I guess, because I think it was originally on Metal Blade. They did one more album after this, which kind of skewed more toward the commercial side of thrash. And then that was it. 2 albums done. They released the second album as well, and I bought that as well. I do like it. The first one, Onslaught, is much better. I bought this one for my wife because she's a huge fan of Halestorm. This is their newest album, Everest. Typical type Halestorm stuff. You ever heard a Halestorm album or a song? You know what you're going to get. A lot of these songs are a bit heavier than some of the other albums, but still pretty good. Purple vinyl. This was on sale at Newberry's. I think it was like $20 maybe. I don't know why, because they had another copy in there that was full price, which was like 27, and this one was in the sale section. So I said, well, I'm gonna buy the sale one for some. I don't know why it's on sale. It's 1 or 2 records, just 1 record. Yeah, I'll have to play this again. Here's an album that gets a lot of hate and also a lot of love, surprisingly. Metallica Load. Just waiting for Reload to be reissued, and I'll buy that as well, even though I think this one is better than Reload. 2 record set. It's got Ain't My Bitch, 2x4, House of Jack Bell, Until It Sleeps was a huge hit. What else was on here? King Nothing, huge hit. Hero of the Day, also a huge hit. Bleeding Me, Cure, Poor Twisted Me, Wasting My Hate, Mama Said, Thorn Within Ronnie, The Outlaw Torn. Yeah. Hated this album for the longest time. I saw that they had reissued it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try to complete a Metallica discography. I think all I have to do is get Reload. I believe I will have them all on vinyl. I'm not going to get Lulu because, in my mind, that is not a Metallica album. That is what's the guy's name they did that with? I don't remember, but I think it's a him album with Metallica backing him. Yeah, so I'm not going to get Lulu. Plus, it sucks ass. Last album here. This is Ritual. I also forget the name of this because I can't read it. Ritual Fog. I also have a shirt of this. Gotten a couple of compliments on this shirt. But then they start talking to me about other bands that I do not listen to and are nothing like this band. Like Mastodon. The guy was talking about how it's sad that the singer of Mastodon died in like a motorcycle accident or whatever. And I'm thinking, this is nothing like that. Like this. This is nothing like Mastodon or vice versa. Completely different stuff. I mean, we're both metalheads, I guess, but you're more commercialized metalhead. Well, I'm more underground metalhead. I do like commercialized stuff too, though. This is But Merely Flesh. Death metal sensation. Blah blah blah. Groundbreaking debut. Kind of a doomy death metal on this cool vinyl, and it is number 27 of 250. Yeah, good stuff here as well. And I did listen to some CDs and other cassettes, but I always forget to take those out. If you notice, I added this recently. Actually, it's like a month or 2 ago I put this up. It's got a lot of CDs on there, but not all of them. Just the ones that I really, really like, I guess. And there's also cassettes at the top there, which are Bandcamp cassettes that I bought, new cassettes of all the bands. But I also have a CD up there, right there, and then cassettes here of bands I like. But then all these are some of my favorites from when I was a teenager, like Dangerous Toys and Anthrax and Metallica's up there, Overkill's and Cinderella. You know, what else was up there? Skid Row's up there, Testament, Ozzy, Flotsam and Jetsam. You know, all the stuff I really, really got into, and I'm refining the cassettes again that I had when I was a teenager. Like this Overkill. I played the shit out of this when I was a teenager. 1990, 91. Yeah, still a teenager. I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. So old enough to get into trouble and go to jail if I did something wrong, but I still did it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Under 20 minutes. It'll be 20 minutes when I add all the other shit I did. But yes, thanks for watching. Again, a happy new year. One more thing. I I am going to be doing the metal tag. Probably not the vinyl tag, though. The metal tag by Heavy Metallurgy and Let's Talk Metal. Alan from Let's Talk Metal did it. Used to be Scott, the Rock Scout, started it. Anyway, when I do it, I'll get into all that and stuff. Might be a week or two before I do it because I've been going through the questions and some of them are kind of hard for me. But we'll get it done and we'll have that as well. And then I'm going to do a year-end roundup review of everything I purchased in 2025. How many new albums, how many reissues, cassettes, CDs, just to make a video, you know. It may not get many views, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Till next time, rock on.